Well, hey, we made it. So the video got posted. Huzzah! I'm going to do something a little bit different. So as I was piecing together all the various videos that I had recorded yesterday and this evening, I realized that I have another feature-length film video on my hands. And while some of you may really enjoy long videos where I just go through inks and I talk and then I do my normal can't talk while she's writing thing. Some of you may be a little bit more like me, which is anytime I go into an ink swatching video, I skip to the end because I want to see what happened, what it looks like dried and everything. I never watch swatching, which is hilarious that I now find myself swatching inks on my channel. So anyway, long story short, I decided to do something a little bit different. And that is, I'm going to start this video off with a complete look through of the Swatchoff from the March Ink Madness. And then I'm going to skip to the video that I recorded and let it play in its entirety. So it's going to feel probably a little bit disjointed. And that's why I wanted to kind of jump in and say what's going on. Because when this part ends, you're gonna hear sad, upset, hurt Heather roll in with her migraine and her YouTube live not working, which I am over both now, by the way. So, okay, let's get started. This is the full one. If you skip this and you get into it, you're going to hear it anyway, but you may just watch this part, so let me tell you. I broke this into 3 sections, essentially, which is the 10 that we all agreed on, and I swatched them again. And then the, how many did we do? We did, oh yeah, and the 10 that we kind of agreed on, meaning I may have picked 2 and you may have picked 1 of those. And then what I had been saving for the live was the ones where we were completely different in our opinions. So I'm just going to go through all of them. So these are the sames. So here we have the fun reds that dye mine all the best with that crazy sheen plus shimmer. I also tried to do 2 pieces of writing for each one, which kind of contributed to the video being a little bit longer, but it was requested. And I do think it's a very valid point that ink swatching is fun and pretty, but how do you even know what it looks like if you start to write with it? So, okay, the pink part 2 was that Pelican Edelstein Rose Quartz, which always has that really cool purple stuff. And when you use a flex nib, I don't know if you can see it, it really shows off that purple piece, that purple shading really well. Then we have Sailor Ink Studios 123, which won the blue turquoise kind of color, which we all know now isn't a blue or a turquoise, it's a purple, but you live and learn. Swatch cards lie. And then this was the tealish one. This was Van Diemen's Moonlit Lake, which has that really cool shimmer and sheen going on there. And then Venta Badia right here won the blues, and it has that gold shimmer to it. Hopefully you can pick that up. Then we have Dominant Industries Autumn Forest. This is one of those ones, the muted greens, where I came at you guys late and was like, I never put these up. Please vote and help me. So good news for this one that I remember, you guys voted alongside me, so that's cool. Then Venta Carlos was the standard green winner. And then the fun yellows, without a doubt, Wearing Star Spattered Hill. Some of these I have inked up in a pen right now, so I would write which pen it was in. This, I started going a little crazy, making the splatters, so some of this bled over. Then we had the oddball winner, and this was that Colorverse Winter of Muting. And I actually still had this inked up in my Sailor Music nib, so you can kind of see how that looks, which I thought was kind of interesting and cool to show you. And then we had the standard black, which Wearing Faust, I still do it every time, whatever. I actually had that one inked up, so hopefully you can see that sheen that's happening. All right, and then once again, I've glued the pages together for better or worse. All right, this one spread pretty crazy, but essentially what this one is this is the same-ish, meaning what I tried to do and be consistent is I would Most of these were ties by me, and then you guys voted for particular ones, not ties. Where you did vote ties, I recorded it like here. So let's check this out. So we had the Sailor Ink Studio 173 in the oranges, and I had tied that with the Diamine Pumpkin Shimmer, but you guys voted for the Pumpkin Shimmer by 58%. And then Van Diemen's Parrotfish right here. And then Dominant Industries Glacier. I had both of them. You picked Glacier. Yamabudo and Summer Storm. I picked Yamabudo. You guys picked Summer Storm, but you also picked Yamabudo. So that's kind of cool. 33 and 33. Warringal Starchild, one of my all-time favorites. But you guys picked Winter Spice. That's fine. That's cool. I had them tied, whatever. And then right here, we have a block of 4. So these were the browns that I ended up with in the end. And I was like, I can't pick one of these. They're all different. But you guys did. You picked, 44% of you picked the Diamond Ancient Copper as your favorite, which, very cool. You do you. All right. One of the few surviving Birmingham Pen Company inks, this Combine Harvester, which honestly, I should have tied these two because I love this green so much. But thanks to you guys at 33 and 33, you did tie it. So that's pretty cool. Then we have the, oh my gosh, Why Aren't You Ferris Wheel Press's Sunlit Jade group, also known as the Fun Greens, Van Diemen's Elegant Peacock Train, and Diamine's Golden Oasis. Try to shake those around so you can kind of see them a little bit. I realized I wasn't really getting in the corners there. Okay, and then we have the Fun Olives. I tied these two, but overwhelmingly you guys voted for Warringal's Path, whereas I had tied it with Brain. And then here's where I stuck my finger in the Summer Storm, which was still drying. Fantastic. All right, Dominant Industries Citrus Yellow against this Colorverse one for the standard yellows. I get it. You guys overwhelmingly voted for Citrus Yellow. This is totally an art ink. You can't hardly read it. And then the grays, I ended up voting for all 3 to tie. But you guys at 42% voted for Kiri-Same, which is that discontinued ink. So if you really like this, make sure you go and get you some. Just quick once over again in case I missed any of the sheenings and shimmerings. Okay, next. Next we have what I voted and what you voted. Round 1. There are 3 of these because there are so many. My goodness. Okay, so I voted for the standard red to be Robert Oster's Carmine, but you guys voted at 50% for Red Dragon. This, when I did it, had some water on the little thing I was using, so it's actually darker than this. You can tell by the writing, but, you know, whatever. Then another one of my all-time favorite ones. I'm so disappointed you guys didn't vote for this one with me. Oh my God, what were you thinking? Just kidding. For the Pinks Part 1, and instead you've voted for Color versus Brunch Date, and I happen to have that in a pin, so I wrote with that, 58%. Then the green turquoise was Robert Oster's Confetti Blue that I picked, and you guys picked 162. Wait a minute, that rhymes. Confetti Blue 16. Hey, how about that? This is one of the inks that I will be selling though, but you guys voted for it at 50%. Then we have the Konpeki Do Not Be Fooled by this having shimmer in it. That is because this, when I close the page. So this is my bright blue that I picked, which always has that really cool red sheen. And then you guys had picked Pelican Golden Lapis, which is just shedding green or gold shimmer all over this page like crazy. Okay, different ones, part 2 or round 2. For the standard dark blue, I picked the Lamy Pink Cliff because it is awesome. But you guys picked Robert Oster Thunderstorm, which totally cool. 56%. All right, fun dark blues. I had picked the Medusa's Gaze, the Drumbles exclusive, and you guys picked Diamine Nightfall, which I hear you. That is an amazing ink. Then for fun dark greens, I picked Venta Parole. It's got a soft spot. This is one of the first crazy, like truly crazy inks I got. And you guys picked the Troublemaker Butterfly Dream, which I get it. anything with this color blue shimmer, it just looks incredible. I would use some white lightning, liquid lightning, ink fluider making flow stuff in here because those can be dry. And then I had picked this Kobe Akashi Museum Gold, but then you guys picked Tuna and Olives, which I love that you picked this because really I kind of wanted to tie them in the first place anyway. Last page. Oh my goodness. All right. So for the fun purples, I had picked Van Diemen's Mad Half Hour, which is now blurry. There we go. I'm doing all I can not to ink this up in a pen right now. And you guys had picked Ferris Wheel Press's Auroralis, which got some moon dust in there because I hit that thing way too hard. Then for the fun grays, the Wearingeul Half Moon with dimmed light. It is legible, use medium. And then Diamine Moon Dust, I had this inked up in my Pilot Custom 92, which I think I say in the video is my absolute favorite shimmer pen. And this is one of my favorite shimmer inks, so I'm glad you guys voted for that because I was having a real hard time and I didn't want to tie, but you guys helped me out. Then we have Diamine Astral with that really cool green shimmer and that sheen that's just so nice. And then we have Wearingeul, I don't know, Hades or Hades, however you want to say it. 50% you guys voted for that one. And then something really cool, I did a little bit of mathing, which you don't know me, but I don't math. So as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, for 10 of these, we voted exactly the same. 10 of them, we voted kind of similar. And 11 times, we picked them completely different. But get this, I had made 31 groups and I did 15 videos of this stuff in March. No wonder I felt like so tired all through March. And where did March go? It went here. It went to Ink Madness. And then there ended up being 55 unique inks in the Swatchoff. And I have put aside 30 inks that are ready to sell. So that will probably be a different video. I probably won't swatch them again, or maybe I will to use them as part of the sales piece. I don't know. But yeah, that's definitely a different video. Okay, so now I'm going to fade to black and let the rest of the video proceed. I'll tell you here, in case you don't make it to the end, if you like this kind of content, please click like. And if you really like it, want to see more and get notified, then please subscribe. Thanks. Bye. Hey everyone. So today's been rough. A couple different ways. Personally, I've had a killer migraine all day. Plus, I had a cat go psycho a couple days ago. So that sucks. And then the YouTube Live stuff. So I had scheduled the YouTube Live to feed to a mobile device instead of having streaming software or using a webcam. And man, oh man, that just did not want to work right. So then I tried starting new ones. The new ones wouldn't handle the orientation correctly. If you, by chance, happen to drop in before I was able to end them and saw something crazy, I apologize. I was trying to make it work. But yeah, I've since deleted all those, and I think I probably won't try to do a live for a while now. In addition to all of that, I started recording the shimmery green inks, which I was going to show you a little bit later in this video. And then the one of them exploded all over me. And then the video didn't record. So I'm having a awesome Sunday. Hopefully by the time this gets up online, it'll still be Sunday. But at this point, who knows? So let me run through what I was going to run through on the live today, which is what I was calling the 2025 Ink Madness Swatch Off. And I grouped these by the ones that you and I agreed with. Then I moved into a section of sort of the same, meaning if I tied, maybe you all picked one of them over the other, something like that. And then I was going to do the ones where we just differed completely. I got up to the point of getting ready to start the different ones. And then I tried to start the live and that did not work. So let's start this video out with going through the ones that I had done. And then we'll do some of them together. The reason I did start in advance instead of trying to wait on the live for all of this is because I ended up looking at the quantity of inks and I was going to be too crazy for a live. Like for instance, right now, when at the time I'm recording this is 4:30. I started this stuff around 11. So it took that long just to get to this point. Well, this page and the page after. Because there are 55 unique inks and there are 31 groups of the inks that I recorded over 15 different videos. So there's a lot. A little bit overly ambitious for a live that didn't even work anyway. So, okay, before I show you close-ups of the ones that we agreed on, one thing I wanted to point out was there were 1 or 2 people in the comments who asked for writing samples of the colors because swatch is one thing, but seeing it written is something different, and I completely agree. So what I did is I have, now I don't even know where the other one is. Oh, there it is. I have these 2 dip pens. The clear one is a medium and the kind of smoky frosted one is a fine. They're Pilot dip pens. They're pretty comparable to, I would say, real life sizes for a Pilot. So that's what I used here, unless I already had it inked up in a pen and then I used the pen itself. I tried to give a fine and a medium or a fine and a something else representation of these. And instead of doing a longer form, nice writing sample like you would see on Mountain of Ink, that website, I instead picked 2 phrases mostly. The first phrase, I think they're called pangrams. It's where a sentence uses every letter of the alphabet. So this 5 boxing wizards jump quickly is one of those. And I counted actually, and it really does use every letter of the alphabet. This is similar to people doing the Sphinx one. I wanted something a little bit different. And then I also came across this one, which shows the flow and looping really nicely, which is Silent Echoes, which I keep missing my E. Silent echoes of ancient voices linger in the misty glade. So that's kind of what I did. You'll see the second page. I did not do the second sentence because I had limited room, but that is a whole bunch of blabbering. Let's look at the ones we agreed on. We agreed on 10 of them. So in no particular order, except the order that I picked them up in. Here we go. Let me see if I can find the right sweet spot of when it gets blurry to clear. It looks like it's about right here. Okay, so this is the Diamine All the Best. This is that really pretty red magenta kind of with that pink shimmer and that green sheen. That's really nice. And then we had the Pelican Rose Quartz we agreed on. This one right here is the Fountain Pen Revolution Steel Flex Nib. So it shows it a little bit thicker, but not a ton. This is the Sailor Ink Studio 123. Oh, by the way, on the side is the grouping that this was in. This was in that blue turquoise, which never should have been because it ends up being just purple, but you know, here we are. This one I had in my Pelican Extra Fine Nib. So I put that one at the top and then the medium here, and they're pretty similar, honestly. And then we had that Moonlit Lake, which is so pretty with that sheen and that shimmer. And it does, I'm really hoping that it shows up here because I can't really see it when I'm looking at it, but this really does show all those characteristics when you write with it. And then the Ventabadia. It's so pretty. I did have this one in a pen, but I have since cleaned it, so I wasn't able to pull that one back out. All right, and then we have the Dominant Industry Autumn Forest. It's got that muted green with that pink. Oh yeah, you can see it really good right there. The pink in the writing. And then Carlos, which is a very nice standard green. And then we have the Star Spattered Hill. that amazing Wearingle ink. And this one I actually had in a Kaweco medium nib, one of the sports or collection, whichever, the new honey one is what it's in. And that shows it really nicely. So I can tilt it all the way down so you can see it. And then this one, the Winter of Mooding, I think. I actually had this, because I haven't cleaned it yet, but I had it in a Sailor Music nib. So I tried to show that just so you guys could see what it looked like if it was in a really fat nib. And I use that for like headers when I'm writing. And then here is the Wearingle I did it again. My brain wants to say Faust. Faust. With that sheen that's kicking there. And I happen to have this loaded up in a TWSBI Fine. So I wrote that in the first part there and then the medium nib with the second one. So hopefully with me flipping these things around enough, the camera's catching those characteristics because they're really pretty. All right, now here we go. So I don't think I can clamp this page, so that'll be a little bit different. Okay, so here is the page of the ones that I was calling same-ish or similar. And by and large, what that meant was I probably did something where I picked both, like a tie, or in the case of the browns and the grays, I picked all the ones I had, but then the votes came across and I put the tally of the vote for the one that you guys picked. So for instance, with the, you know what, let me take this out of here. This is bugging me. Sorry, give me just a second. Or maybe longer. Now it wants to fight me. Okay. Oh my goodness. Guys, I need to be done for the day. I just need to go back to bed. Or maybe just go to bed since it's evening times now. Okay, let's get back to where we were, right here. Interesting. I was looking for this thing everywhere and it was in the front of the book. Whatever. Okay, so we have the oranges. I had the 173 and then we had that pumpkin shimmer, which hopefully, there we go. There we go. Now you can see it. And then Van Diemen's for the light blue. We had the Parrotfish and Dominant Industries Glacier, which you guys picked at 67% of you voted for that one. 58% up here for this one. I had a tie with Yamabudo and Summer Storm, which I messed up here and it really gooped here, so it's kind of hard to see, but it was a 33%. This one I also happen to have in a Pilot Decimo with a fine nib, so I wrote that there. The Star Child and Winter Spice, which I'm having a hard time because it's in that corner. Okay. 75% of you chose Winter Spice over the tie that I had done. And then when I did my browns, I picked all 4 standard browns because they were so different from one another. But you guys actually picked the Ancient Copper at 44%. Okay. So then we have one of the few Birmingham Pen Company inks that I kept. That says 33%, believe it or not. I had a tie. Each one of these got voted at 33%, so you guys kind of had a tie as well with me. Then the Elegant Peacock Train and Golden Oasis. Elegant Peacock Train won at 50%, whereas I had tied them. Okay. Wearingle Path, 70%, whereas I had tied it with the Colorverse Brain. All right. Dominant Industry Citrus Yellow. You guys picked it 80%. Totally understand why, whereas I had tied it here. This is definitely much more of a kind of like an artistic ink that you would use doing stuff. But they're both very pretty. The grays, I had picked all 3 of them. Here's the other Dominant Industry one I kept, the Lunar Dust. Diamine Gray, Earl Grey, I actually had in a TWSBI medium, so I wrote that here so you can see the shading that happens. Such a nice shader. And then the Kiri-Same, which is the discontinued ink, is right here. 42% of you picked that. There are little things that happened, like with here. I was trying to get some of the green spatter and it went in here. So that looks kind of sloppy, but overall, I think this kind of worked out for me. And then I had stopped right here because I was going to do these with you guys on the live feed. And then all that stuff happened. So how about we get started with that? I have so many inks on my desk, I can barely move. And what I had planned to do is, since there are 11 of these where our thoughts differed completely, I planned on doing 4 per page with my choices here, your choices here, and then 3 on the last page. Again, 11, so it's, you know, an odd number. And then I was going to put the tallies of different things here, kind of like that stuff that I had told you right at the beginning. I am probably going to have to splice this video up because once I put this stuff down, it's going to take forever to dry. So maybe I'll use that to record something else and kind of put it in towards the end of the video. Okay, I had not thought too much about how I was going to lay this page out because I was actually going to ask you guys in the live that failed. So what are you going to do? All right, let me try to push this page down. I think trying to deal with this book now at this point has definitely sold me on a loose leaf ink journal for next year by like 1,000 times. All right. So the standard reds had carmine and, whoops, at least it wasn't open, and red dragon. And we differed completely on those. So I guess maybe what I'll do is I'll put mine on this side and the one that you picked on this side. So in that instance, it goes carmine and then red dragon over here. All right, let me do that. Oh my, that does not want to open up. Okay. So let me try to, do we want to zoom in? Probably. Let's zoom in a little bit. Not too awful much. I really hope that I'll be able to, oh man. Did you see that? Shoot. It had crumbles from the ink in it. Whatever. Guys, I'm having a rough day. Rough day. Okay, what do I want to do on this one? Do I want to do splats again? Or, yeah, I think I do. I think I do. So I wanted to kind of, I was using this to drop blobs on the page. And then panic because I couldn't find my towel. And then I was taking one of these, kind of the same way that Dandelion Diaries does, except instead of swirling it, I was trying to do this to make splatters. Which is making a mess, by the way. I don't know if you can see my desk, but it's also really fun and kind of cathartic. And then I was writing the name here like this. So this was Robert Oster's Carmine. Which you get from Galen Leather. Incidentally, you may notice that I'm not using that Colorverse shuttle. That's a whole other thing that happened, but yeah, so I got the Colorverse shuttle and it was very rough and scratched the pages, which if you watched the April Currently Inked, you'll know what I'm talking about. And so, oh goodness, sorry, I was trying to get some of this ink up and I lost the whole thread. Oh goodness, what was I saying? I don't know, guys. Oh yeah, the Colorverse shuttle. So I got it. It scratched the paper. I spent forever trying to sand it down with a super fine grit sandpaper like you can buy from Fountain Pen Revolution. And yeah, it just, I cannot get it to work. So I don't know if anybody who watches this has had better luck with that. but and it stinks because the actual like dimensions of it are amazing. You can write so much finer with it. It feels like it holds about the same amount of ink, but that scratchy and being completely unable to get rid of that just makes it not work. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Maybe I'll just try to sell it with a little disclaimer, like an as is kind of thing. I'm not really sure. Yeah, so what I'm doing right now is I'm just using that fine nib and the medium nib to write the two phrases, since now on this page I have room for both of them. And we'll see how many times I forget the E in echoes. Actually, there is no E in echoes. Is there an E in echoes? My gosh. Hang on a minute. Great news. There is an E in echoes. After much debate and drama trying to find it. Okay. This is kind of fun because it's very flowy, that writing, so it's enjoyable to write. Oh my God. More stuff just fell on the page. Look at this. It's like the sheen stuff from the bottle. All right, let's do Red Dragon. That might have been a little bit unfortunate because I think that this was wet. I think the little thing was wet. Let me try it off and do sort of darker. All good. All right, this is Diamonds, Red Dragon. Also, I don't know if you can hear this thing scratching or not, but I also tried to sand the tip of that one down. No luck. All right, this is the fine. If you have not watched my videos before when I'm dealing with fountain pen ink and stuff, I have an incredibly hard time talking and writing at the same time, which is why I go really quiet. So I guess it's just one of my quirks. Nice. All right, and you guys picked this at 50%. I really hope this video is much clearer than I am seeing, because if this is blurry, I'm just gonna be done for a while, I think. Because when I look at it, when I'm looking at it right now, it looks blurry. So let's hope it's okay. All right, the next one is Pinks Part 1. Pinks Part 1, I had picked Mama G, and you guys had picked Brunch Date. So put those right here. Let's do the one I picked first on the left. I keep forgetting I broke the cap on this. I can spaz out every time I feel it. I'm like, oh no. Okay, let's make sure the little thingy is dry. Oh, this is going to be in the way. Okay. It feels watery. Hopefully it's all right. Oh, here we go. Another reason I wanted to do crazy ink splatters was because I was talking to Tracy Cullen, the Tracy Cullen Pottery. I had linked, shown you guys stuff here before. And I'd been talking to her about this design that she's doing that had like fountain pen nibs and inkwells on it. That looked really neat. And I told her it would be really cool if we had ink splatters. So I wanted to make sure I did plenty of ink splatters during the live, that is not live, so I could send her pictures so that she could use it as inspiration, because I think that'll look really cool. So we'll see if something really neat comes out of that. All right. First one is the Fine, just the darker one. I dipped that way too deep. Oh, great. You'd think as much as I've written this phrase today, I'd be good to go. But apparently not. Can you guys hear my cat snoring? There's one of them asleep on the chair that's right in front of my desk. Just snoring away. Oh man, gosh, I love that color. The way that gold sheen comes out to play. It's so pretty. So pretty. All right, next we have a Brunch Date, which you guys picked over my Mommy G. Picked it over by 58%, actually. Oh gosh, that doesn't want to come off. Okay. Probably need a little bit extra since it's so light to make it show up. Oh, that was a good one. That was a good one. I wish all of them were that way. All right, this one, this is an extra fine. Okay, so let me write with this dip pen first. Sorry, I'm trying to clean up this pin that's really messy right now. And I actually have this inked up in Pelikan Extra Fine, so I'll put that as the first one. I'll put gold just in case. And E5. If you haven't figured it out, the Pelikan Extra Fine is kind of bold. All right. We'll use the other little medium guy, which should be right around the same width, honestly. Because this is a lighter ink, it is much drier, so you'll see me dipping this one probably a lot. I wonder what happened there. Like what was on the page that hit that black mark? That's crazy. Oh, I think it was a drop. It was a drop of this red. That's what it was. That's interesting that it turned black. All right. That is that one. Oh, I forgot. I got to put the percentages, don't we? That one was 58. Every time I look at this red one over here, it makes me think of a paw print. Okay, next we had the green turquoise ones. That was 162 in confetti blue. 162 and confetti blue. Oh, right here. Like I said, my desk is completely full of inks. 162 is interesting because that's one I'm selling. And this is the one I chose to win. So, but I brought it back. So I picked the confetti blue for my winner here. Ooh, that was a fun one. Oh, I like it. I like that I'm getting all kinds of different shapes, so I'm going to be able to send her quite a variety. This was Yoseka. All right. And then we'll do the fine one. This ink is very liquidy, so you'll see that this fine comes across pretty bold. Do medium. It's funny, I kind of forgot what I was writing right in the middle of it. All right. And then, oh, look how blurred together that got. Goodness. And then you guys picked 162 by 50%. That's the winner. Ooh, that's neat looking. It looks like a flower. Not gonna lie, I kind of want to just put drops of paper on, or drops of ink on paper and see what it looks like. You guys picked this one, what did I say, at 50%. Kind of made a mess though. Let me see if I can drop some of it here. Or at least dry it maybe, so it won't bleed into the other ones. Yeah, that's all right. All right, fine. And then now the medium. Oh, I hit the red. You see it turn pink there? It's a shame that it doesn't show up the chroma shading as much as you think it would. Just in the big splotch, you can see it pretty well, but this other one you can't. All right, bright blues. Bright blues, oh yeah. Konpeki and golden lapis. Konpeki and golden lapis. So I picked Konpeki, and then you guys picked golden lapis. So let's put that one over here. Sorry, my desk is just so packed full of stuff. I don't have any room to move. Oh, it's so vibrant and pretty. Which I realize it probably just looks black to you, but well, I don't think I'm gonna be able to shield that, but oh, that looks cool with that big blob, doesn't it? Let's try to cover that little white spot. There we go. That's an interesting one too. Okay. Oh, you know what? Well, I'll come back and write it. to write the name. Be really interesting to hear from you guys if once I get through these and I show them side by side, if you changed your mind on any of them. Like maybe the presentation matters somehow. It's kind of funny. I know that I'm recording a video, but I catch myself writing sloppily and fast instead of trying to focus on making it pretty. I just kind of forget. Oh well, I guess that's what you see is what you get. Okay, and then we'll do that'll sign the gold lapis. Oops. But yeah, so pretty. Let me get this mixed up really well. Ooh, I might have mixed that up a little bit too well. It's full of bubbles. I wanted it to splatter really good, but it's not. It's not splattering. Oh well. You can't win them all. I'm going to be out of room. All right, let me. Oh yeah, you guys picked this one at 44%. It really is pretty though. All right, let me shake this guy up a little bit again. And write with a fine. She's just snoring up a storm. It's going to be really funny if I listen back to this and she's just, you can hear it plain as day. All right. this guy back in the box, and then I will zoom out and show you what it looks like all together. And then we'll come back and look at it when it is dried. Okay. It's kind of interesting, isn't it? How, like, again, this side is the one that I picked. This side is the one that you voted for. Very pretty, though. I like all of them. None of these are ones that I'm selling or getting rid of. All right. Before this thing snaps off again, I'm going to take it off. And then, boy, that's probably going to take forever to dry. We'll come back when this is all dry. Okay, now that these are dry, let's take some close-ups. So this, oops, sorry. This is the Robert Oster Carmine from Galen Leather. And then this is the one that you guys voted for, which was Red Dragon. I'm okay with either because I love both of them. Then here is that Mama G that I love so much. This is going to make me go ink up a pen with it. I just know it. And then here's Brunch Date, which is very pretty. 58%. Then we have the Robert Oster Confetti Blue. And then the one you guys picked, which I'm actually selling, is the Ink Studio 162. You can see it doesn't really show in the writing too much. And then here's Konpeki, the one that I had picked. And then you guys at 44% vote picked the Pelikan Edelstein Golden Lapis. Okay, let's get, these are dry, but just in case, let's get set up over here. My hands look like a, I don't know what I was trying to think of. A watercolor painting, maybe? Maybe, yeah. All right, let's get you zoomed in and we'll get this side started. All right, up first was the standard dark blues. The standard dark blues, you guys picked Thunderstorm and at 56, and then I picked the Lamy Pink Cliff, which I have no idea why it's called Pink Cliff when it's very clearly a blue, but whatever. All right. Oops, I may have ended up putting up a little bit too much blue on there. We'll find out by how far it splatters. Ooh, that splattered far. It looks good though. I like it. Except for the fact that it's down in here. Preemptive measures. Let's get this little guy dried up a little bit. Same with this one down here. Okay. Oh gosh. That came with a bunch of it. I wonder if I can somehow... Well, that didn't really work, but whatever. And do the fine. And the medium. Man, I love the way that has that copper sheen to it. So cool. All right. And then you guys voted for Thunderstorm, which is actually one of the ones I'm getting rid of. Oof, that is coming out real liquidy. You guys voted for this one at 56%. That looks neat. That one looks good. Approved. All right, let's do the fine one. And then medium. It really is a pretty color. I just prefer the pink cliff. Probably because of the sheen that happens, honestly. All right, let's mark that one off the list. And then we have dark blue fun ones. The dark blue fun ones was Medusa's Gaze and Nightfall? Yeah, Nightfall. Okay, so Medusa's Gaze will go over here because that's the one that I picked. Ooh, look at that shimmer. So pretty. Oh my, that's not going to open up. There we go. I have so many pretty like dark colors and greens, and the Coffee Monster Co. Color palettes are very light, and I'm not getting a chance to use the other colors. It's kind of bugging me. I'm trying to get something to fly out of there, but that's all right. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Okay. Let's shake this up one more time just in case. All right, this one is Diamine. Medusa's Gaze. And it's from Drum Ghouls. And we'll do the fine one. I can't really see because it's so dark how far to put the dip pin in, but hopefully it's okay. Not bad, not bad. And then now the medium one. Let me reshake it just in case. Only because I know it's got so much shimmer, I want to make sure that it shows up. You know, I know that these nibs aren't like exacting with fountain pens per se, but I'm kind of glad I decided to do it this way because now I also have a quick look guide almost of some of these and what they'll look like depending on the size nib I put them in. So that's kind of cool. Clean up the dot. Okay. And then we have Nightfall, which is incredibly pretty. It's a chameleon ink. So you can see that blue-green shimmer thing going on. I think when I did this on the other pages, I put them over here, didn't I? It's all right. I'm consistently inconsistent, if nothing else. Ooh, that's a good one. I'm going to leave it just like that. I like that a lot. Probably take forever to dry, but you know, whatever. And you guys picked Nightfall at 64%. Wow, that is already looking really cool. And then the medium. I forgot how pretty that ink is, honestly. The chameleon stuff with the shimmer just really sells it. Can you see this? Like that green. Oh. So pretty. All right, now we have, I think, fun dark greens, which is a little bit out of order. Because I wanted to keep some colors together. So fun dark greens. Fun dark greens, we have Parole and Butterfly Dream. These two. All right, I picked Parole, and you guys picked Butterfly Dream by Troublemaker Inks. Let's get this good and shook up. Oh, I've got a mess happening over here. Into Parole. So pretty. Ooh, okay. Keeping that one. All right, let's shake it up and do some writing. It's hard to see in this jar, like where the ink is. Oh man, I forget how much I love this ink. So stinking pretty. I think I may have to change my the way I've been picking my colors monthly, because I really want to use some of these other colors. Maybe I'll pick it based on designs and not the palette. It's probably the way to go. Especially since I haven't been picking decorations to go with the palette, just the inks. So why am I doing that? Oh no, I messed up the cool part with my finger. Meh. It's a good thing I work from home, because I'm going to be a mess tomorrow when work starts. That makes me sad, because that looked like such a cool ink splotch. Oh well. You guys, I know Butterfly Dream is pretty, but I mean, like, look at that though. Goodness, okay. All right, you guys picked Butterfly Dream, 43% to win. It also has really pretty shimmer. Shake it up. Ooh, I might need to shake this one a lot. This one, what did I say this was at? 43%. that's cool, but it went really far though. Trying to get it to... Oh well, it didn't do what I wanted it to do. Let's shake it up and do some writing. I have a feeling I'm going to be finding ink splotches on my desk for a long time. Actually, this one is stinking pretty too. Yeah, this one, I don't know. I should have probably tied these. Honestly. I'm going to shake this up again. We'll do medium. The shimmer's not actually coming out that much in the writing the way it did with that glass dip pen. So that kind of stinks. Maybe it'll show up a little bit more with a medium. Oh yeah, it shows up better with a medium for sure. These bottles are so weird because they're like plastic, but they're, I don't know. I don't know of any other bottles like them. Okay, let's try to soak up some overzealous dots from around the page. I know it's messy, but also, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like it, the ink being everywhere. Oh, look at those with the blue. Oh, so pretty. All right, and now we have standard olives, which is kind of funny to put it on the same page with such brilliant ones, but museum gold and tuna and olives. All right, I'm not gonna lie, I'm glad you guys picked tuna olives because I really liked that one, and this was a hard decision. For real. Oh, this is the Kobe ink. Akashi museum gold. Glad this is the last one for the page because my ink is super dark, or my water is super dark. I need to change it. Yeah, that's kind of fun. I like it. And with fine, that little blue from the other ones hanging out. It's getting really hard to write through the warping of the paper. This one could probably use from a little bit of liquid lightning type stuff. Clean up ink splatters. Okay, and then you guys pick tuna and olives. Tuna, 50% of you. Oh. Wonder pens. Oh, I forgot to smack the paper. Ooh, that's a good one. We're leaving it. Hopefully I don't put my fingers in this one accidentally. And then the medium. And writing with it's more like a green than an olive, honestly. I guess it could be a dark olive. I gotta fill in that little white gap right there. It's gonna drive me nuts. There we go. Nope. There we go. Oh, I forgot to put your percentage. This is 50%. Excellent. Okay, so let's let those guys dry for a little bit. Oops, wrong way. And then we'll come back and we'll take a look at them. I feel kind of bad. That's such a small splatter, but it's a good splatter. I like it. We'll come back and take a look at them when they're dry, and then we'll do the last three. All right, let's take a close-up now that these are dry. Okay, so you can see the Lamy Pink Cliff. That was the one that I had picked that has that really cool bronze sheen to it. And then for the same standard dark blue, you guys voted for Robert Oster's Thunderstorm at 56%, which does have a little bit of sheen in like high quantities. And then for the fun dark blues, I had picked Medusa's Gaze. It's like a Drum Goal exclusive. And then you guys had picked Diamide's Nightfall, which is also incredibly pretty chameleon ink. And that was at 64%. Then for fun dark greens, I had picked Venta Parole, which still to this day remains one of my favorites. Plus, I don't know why, but their sheen isn't tacky the way some other sheens are. So that's also cool. You guys had picked the Troublemaker Ink Butterfly Dream, that if I tilt it just enough, you can see that sheen in the writing, mainly in the medium size, and then the dip pen right here, and then that pretty sheen right there at 43%. You guys voted for that. Then for the standard olives, I had voted for this Kobe ink one. There is some blues from this splatter, so just kind of ignore that. And then there's a little bit of green from this splatter. Yeah, so I picked this one, and then you guys had picked the tuna and olives, which is awesome because I also wanted to pick that one. You guys voted for that one at 50%. This right here is from the thing above. Okay, guess what? That means that we're ready for our very last page. Oh my goodness. Let's get this situated here. So we'll be looking at the purples, the grays, and the blacks. Okay. All right, let me zoom you in. And we'll get started. All right, so for the fun purples, I had picked the Mad Half Hour from Van Diemen's, because I love that ink. Look at that shimmer just show up, that chameleon purple blue situation happening. It's so pretty. Let me just shake it up really good. That's probably too much, but what are you gonna do? I'll just fit it right here. Whoops. That's no good when you hit glass on glass like that. All right, now the fun part. I kind of want to drop it, but then I'm scared that this is going to roll, so. Oh. Well, that's cool. We're leaving that one alone, too. I like it. All right, shake this ink up a little bit. I need to wipe off my desk. I just saw that it was everywhere. Oh, well. All right. So for the fine. And then let me reshake and also get these drops off my desk really quickly before they become permanent. And I think right here too. Oh no, that must have been from another one, from an earlier one. Okay, now with the medium. This one doesn't look like it has as much shimmer in it. It must be settling quicker than I can write with it. All right, and then you guys actually chose the Ferris Wheel Press Auroralis. So let me fight with this box. Get this thing out of here. This is also a really pretty ink. All right, let's start. Oh, I keep forgetting that the rubber stopper is stuck. Okay, let's pull it over here. Trying to make sure I get enough shimmer. Oh, goodness. That, oh, I don't know if you saw that, but that was almost really bad. All right, and you guys picked this Auroralis at 50? No, 40%. It's coming across so dark right now, you can't even tell it's purple. Let me put the lid back on really quickly. I didn't want to splatter almost. All right, and then we'll do the fine one. You know, the only bad thing about adding the additional writing stuff to it is that it does make the videos quite a bit longer. But it also makes them probably a little bit more useful, so I don't know. All right, very nice. Okie dokie. So then back over here, we have the Fun Grays. So I had actually picked Half Moon with Dim Light. You guys picked Moon Dust. Moon Dust is like, I use it so much. But I don't know. When I was picking this, I just had to go with this guy. Oh, where's the stopper? There we go. As a matter of fact, I still have Moon Dust inked up in a pen, so I'll be using that to show you what it looks like. Half Moon with Dimmed Light. probably should not have put that much ink there. But I like it, so that's okay. All right, let me reshake this, then we'll do the writing. First with fine. So this is one of the inks, I believe somebody asked me if it was actually really, truly legible. And I was like, yeah, believe it or not, it is. You wouldn't think that it is, but it actually is. It's light, but still see it pretty easy. Okay. So pretty. I love that blue. Blue shimmer is just so nice. All right, and then you guys picked, what is happening here? Moon Dust from Diamine, which is an amazing, amazing ink. Every time I see my hands on camera, I just laugh. Inside. Oh, okay. All right. Here we go. Oh, that feels like a big blob. Oh, that was probably too much. All right, let me shake it again really quickly. Diamonds, Moon Dust. And this one you guys picked at 44%. Close the lid for a moment. Ooh, oh no. Oh no. Oh no, it went way up there in the, whoops. Well, I mean, I guess this is a good thing that this down here is black because, well, whoops. I don't know, what are you gonna do? All right, and then this pin that I have this in is a, what? It is a medium. So let's do the fine writing. Is there a way to like, whatever. Okay, and now let me, that really, that ink splotch really exploded. Whoopsie daisies. All right, I happen to have this in a Pilot Custom Heritage 92 in a medium nib, so I'm just kind of agitating it right now. This is one of my favorite pens to put shimmer in because you can clean it so well because this entire piece comes out. Super duper easy to clean. Plus, unlike TWSBI's, there's not grooves right here where the shimmer gets stuck. So even better. Oh, I forgot to put that it was a Pilot Gold. Okie dokie. Oh goodness. Starting to drop things. All right. Oh my gosh. Last one. So this one is the fun black inks. I picked Astral right here. Ooh, Astral right here. If I can open up the box. Oh yeah, look at that. It's so good. So good. Sorry, just shaking it very well. Make sure I get all that shimmer up there. Oops, that ain't gonna open. Diamond Astral. Wonder if I should try to block this section off a little bit this time. Oh, went all the way up there. Trying to get it to spread out some. Oh well. Oh well, I'm still having fun. Sorry, there's a cat here. I'm trying to coax down the page. Okay. Oh my goodness, I can't believe we're almost done with this part of the video. Anyway. Okay. Man, that ink looks so cool. All right, and then we have Wearing Gold's Hades, which is also going to be really awesome. mean, because look at that. And if you look at it like at a certain angle, it's purple and then it's teal. Oops. Of course, it's wearing gold. I can't open the lid. There we go. Put the lid back on. Let's see how crazy this one gets. It's not going too far. Oh well. I think between all of these, Tracy will have plenty to choose from for pottery stuff. Oh, oh, did you see that fly off the pin? Oh my goodness. That'll never dry. Should we try to smush it out maybe a little bit? Yeah, we'll see what that looks like. Oof. That's not attractive. Good thing the ink's very pretty, because that doesn't look that great. Why is this not picking up enough ink? Okay. Man, that black with the blue is also really pretty. Okay. So that's going to take forever to dry, but while it is doing its thing, I thought it might be kind of cool to use some of this space here for kind of like stats. Oops, wrong way. So I don't know the best way to put them, but let's do it like, and I don't have to make it anything fancy, special, nothing like that. I just want to kind of keep a record of it. So 10 times we voted the same. And then 10 times we kind of voted the same. Meaning you picked one of the ones that I did. And then 11 times we just picked different. So there were 31 groups and 15 videos, if you don't count this one. And there were 55 unique inks. In the Swatchoff. Which is crazy. So crazy. Also, I put a little note here. 30 inks. How do I want to say it? They're the ones that I've 30 inks. How about ready for sale? So out of all of this, I'm going to be selling 30 of my inks, which is good. Get some money in instead of money out, I guess. And yeah, so let's let these guys dry and we'll come back and take a look at them. All right, see you in a minute. And just like that, it's Monday. And hopefully this video gets posted on Monday, or else this feels even sillier. Okay, so where I last left you, I was letting these dry, and it turned out I let them dry all night because they took so long. My head hurt so bad. I just went to sleep. I cashed out. So let's take a close-up look of these, and then we'll finally put it into this video. All right. So there was the first one, that Van Diemen's Mad Half Hour with that really pretty shimmer for the fun purples. And then we had the Ferris Wheel Press Aurealis. Then we got Warrengold's Half Moon with dimmed light for the fun grays, the one that I had picked. And Diamine's Moon Dust, the one that you guys had picked. And I had put that in my Custom 92 Pilot pen. Then for the fun blacks, we have this Diamine Astral, which hopefully you can see the green shimmer and not just the sheen that's happening, because some of this got laid down pretty thickly. And then we have the Warrengold Hades, or Hades, however you want to say it. Just so pretty. Okay, that's it. We did it. We made it through our Ink Madness swatch off. I can't believe it. There's so many inks here that it is just, that's crazy. It's a lot of work. And again, I'm really sorry that the live didn't work out, but honestly, the length of this video and the amount of time I had to spend letting these dry, probably a good thing. All right, so if you made it this far, cool. You like really long videos. And if you did, thumbs up. And if you like this kind of content, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks. Bye.